Your money is disappearing, not slowly, right now, and it's not going somewhere else, it's just gone. NVIDIA just reported a 78% revenue increase. They're printing money, but here's what nobody's telling you. I'm about to show you 3 numbers that expose the biggest wealth transfer in modern history, and by the end of this video you'll see why what's happening right now is exactly what happened in 2000, right before $5 trillion vanished overnight. Because there's a company you've never heard of that's about to tell you NVIDIA's future, and trust me, you're not gonna like it. But first, if you don't want to be holding the bag when this thing implodes, smash that subscribe button, because what I'm about to show you won't stay hidden for long. So here's where this gets weird. When stocks crash, money usually runs to bonds, right? Bonds crash, money runs to gold. It's called capital rotation. Money doesn't disappear, it just moves. But right now, US stocks, down. Japanese stocks, down. Bonds, down. Bitcoin down 36%. Even gold dropped 11% before recovering. That's not rotation, that's evaporation. Now NVIDIA's earnings just dropped, and on paper, they look incredible. Q4 revenue, $39.3 billion, full year, $130.5 billion, up 78%. So the stock should have exploded, right? It crashed, down 20%. And here's the thing nobody's connecting. NVIDIA is making record profits selling AI chips. Meanwhile, OpenAI, the biggest AI company actually using those chips, they're projected to lose $9.3 billion this year. Think about that. The shovel sellers getting rich. But the gold miners, they're going bankrupt. And if you think that means AI is fine, you're about to discover why that's literally the opposite of what it means. But before I show you the 3 numbers that prove this is all coming down, and I promise I'll show you those numbers, you need to understand what happened to a company called Lucent. Because in the year 2000, there was a company that was exactly where NVIDIA is today. Lucent Technologies. Stock price, $84. Never heard of it. That's because it collapsed to 55 cents. Here's what Lucent did. They sold networking equipment for the internet boom, just like NVIDIA sells chips for the AI boom. Everyone needed their equipment. Sales went through the roof. But there was a problem. Their customers weren't making money. So how did Lucent keep growing? They lent their customers money to buy their own products. Think about that scam. You can't afford my shovel, no problem. I'll loan you the money, you pay me back later. So their sales exploded, their financial reports looked amazing, Wall Street loved them. But their customers still weren't finding any gold. Payment cycles stretched from 30 days to 64 days because customers couldn't pay. Meanwhile, Lucent's warehouses filled with unsold inventory. Then in January 2000, Lucent missed earnings. The stock dropped 28% in one day, $64 billion gone. By October 2002, 55 cents. Now here are those 3 numbers I promised you. Number 1. 53 days. NVIDIA's payment cycle, how long it takes customers to actually pay them, has gone from 48 days to 50 days to now 53 days. It's getting longer. You know what Lucent's was right before they collapsed? 64 days. NVIDIA's accounts receivable, money they're owed but haven't collected, is $23.1 billion. That's doubled from $10 billion. Number 2, double inventory. NVIDIA's inventory went from $5.3 billion to $10.1 billion. It doubled. If demand is so insane, why is inventory piling up in warehouses? Microsoft's CEO literally said their warehouses are full of computing cards they can't even use because they don't have enough power. Number 3, 40% collapsed GPU rental prices. In August, renting an H100 chip cost $330 per hour. Today, $2. That's a 40% crash in 3 months. Data centers bought chips for $500,000 expecting to rent them for $4 per hour. Now they're getting $165. Some desperate companies are renting them for 40 cents, just to cover costs. That's not a healthy market. That's a bubble popping in real time. The US government just passed legislation for something called stablecoins, and you need to understand what this actually is. The US holds 198,000 Bitcoin in seized assets, the most of any government. Combined with Wall Street holdings, US entities control roughly 1 million Bitcoin worldwide. Here's the play. Banks can now issue stablecoins backed by US Treasury bonds. You give them your dollars, they give you stablecoins. Then they use your dollars to buy Treasury bonds and collect the interest. You pay, they profit. But it gets better. When stablecoins become payment tools, when Starbucks gives you 10% off for using them, everyone converts their dollars voluntarily. $1 used twice, once as treasury backing, once as transaction currency. This solves America's $600 billion monthly deficit, not by cutting spending, by getting the world to fund it. And every single monetary revolution in history, gold standard, Bretton Woods, all of them, came with massive asset price crashes. Russia just announced they're selling gold reserves. Japan committed $500 billion to the US, and their stocks, bonds, and currency all crashed simultaneously. The US announced crypto taxation, triggering panic selling. This isn't random, this is coordinated. So, here's what you need to understand. This isn't about whether AI is real or valuable long-term. It probably is. This is about whether current prices are sustainable, when the companies using the technology are losing billions while the companies selling to them are doubling their inventory and waiting longer for payments. Lucent looked invincible until it didn't. The dot-com boom looked unstoppable until January 6, 2000. The question isn't if this corrects. The question is, when you position yourself. Because money doesn't disappear, it relocates. And right now, smart money is already moving. If you want to understand where it's going next, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Because next week, I'm breaking down exactly which assets are positioned for the flip side of this crash. And if this video just saved you from holding the bag, leave a comment with positioned, so I know you're paying attention. The train's already moving. Don't be the last one on the platform. I'll see you next week. Don't miss it.